Good now, revolutionaries. How are you? How are you? Today is a special day. We are walking you through the setup of your hardware wallet. If you've hesitated to get one, if you don't know which one to choose, then you're in luck because Alex and I are going to help you out. We're going to do our best to show you everything you need to know about two of the leading wallets, Ledger and Trezor. And then we're going to happily answer your questions as we go on throughout the day, throughout the week, to make sure that you have everything you need, not only to get onto the blockchain and start transacting with friends, with decentralized applications, but that you feel secure and confident doing it. We're here every Monday through Thursday at 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. If you're just seeing us, my name is Evan Popovich. We're colleagues, we're friends, we're co-founders in the Web3 space, and we're here to help you understand blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFTs, smart contracts, and most importantly, why that stuff might matter to everyday people like us and how you can take advantage of it right now. So do me a favor, tap the screen if this is helpful to you. If you're one of our regulars returning, thank you so much for being here, friends. We are glad to see you. It helps us spread the word. You can tap the share button, send the show to a friend, or if you don't have time to watch now and you want to see it later, then check us out on YouTube at Faceless_Labs. Of course, the conversation never ends in the Discord, which is discord.gg/the many, as in we are the Faceless Many. Rise up. My brother, how you doing today?
What's up, dude?
Uh, hold on.
Uh, huh?
No,
You
it
hear
was
me?
me, not you.
Oh,
Our high-tech studio. How you doing, man? What have you been up to?
just doing the thing, where you take your glasses off and realize you have no idea how you can see anything.
Yeah, I've been there, man. I've definitely been
So,
there. I got the old contact lentos de contactos in this morning.
you know, used to wear them almost every day, and now I can't stand them.
You know what? That's so weird. Me too. I actually have been going through a phase lately. I've been a glasses guy, and I think it's like honestly just uh, the pair I was wearing. I switched to a newer pair, and they fit my face a little better, so they were more comfortable.
Hmm.
And then I was like, I'm just not gonna put my contacts.
Yeah,
Forget it, man. I'm
I don't
set.
know.
I'm ready. People don't need
I
me to
was
do that. You know?
used to wear them all the time, and then they just started drying my eyes out really bad. And
Oh, really?
I'm sure it's just a bad pair. I'm sure I just need a different one or new ones or a different kind or something. Who knows? But
Do you
I don't
get
know.
residual insurance after in the service? Do you get like access to? No, of course not. Oh, that would be too much.
Uh, I didn't. Yeah, you have to do 20 years for them to give a shit about you after you're done.
Oh my God, that's ridiculous, man.
I
Um,
only
well,
did 10.
listen, I give a shit about you, and I care about your eyes. So I'm glad they're okay. Are you excited about today? I'm excited about today, man.
Yeah, I am just trying to pull up this little dashboard here. I kind of think that what I'm going to do is, um, well, actually, I don't know exactly how this is going to go. We're gonna find out
Ooh, we
together.
don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna. That's my favorite kind of show, man. Honestly, you know, you don't know how it's gonna go, but we're gonna find out. Do you need a minute to reset stuff or double check it? Because I'm set. I went through and did this last night. Um,
Hmm.
I got my box. I'm gonna walk people through like what the unboxing experience is all the way through. Here's what the app looks like. Install it. Hopefully, it'll only take about 10 minutes. But my goal is to show them how to set up a new wallet, and then I might kick it over to you, and maybe I can load my old wallet, and we can do some transactions or something. I don't know. I don't know if you want to go that far. Let us know below. Like I said,
Yeah.
Alex and I are setting up. We're setting up a Ledger wallet today. We're going to set up a Trezor wallet today because at the end of this week, we want you to feel totally confident, secure to start interacting with blockchain protocols. This is in our opinion the foundational step. So let us know what would be helpful. We're going to walk through the devices setting up. Do you want to see us do some transactions with the app? Do you want to see what it looks like to buy some crypto? Do you want to see what it looks like to trade an NFT? Let us know in the comments below what you're curious about, what you don't understand. And then also, Alex, we got to tease. Do you have more information on the device that Ledger owes you. I've been thinking about that, but I'm not entirely sure how I want to structure a giveaway. I think we might be able to tie it in, with a newsletter somehow.
Yeah. What is
Maybe
it?
get some email
It
signups or something.
it has a name.
It's got a name. Is it the one with
I
the
can't
screen that
remember.
stacks?
Yes, that one.
Whoa, that's a fancy device, man.
I mean, it's pretty safe to say it's not coming. But they like this was last year now. Actually, it was probably about a year ago. Because I was talking to somebody from Ledger, and they were like, "Yeah, we're trying to get reviews and impressions or whatever of this new of the stacks or whatever. If we send you one, will you make videos about it?" And I was like, I mean, I'll make a video about it, but what if I hate it? And they're like, okay.
Right?
It's like, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they're like, all right, cool, you'll have it in June. That was June 2023. And here we are. Here we are in February of 2024. And don't have it yet. So just me and my little old Model T holding down the fort.
Hey, that's okay. Well, we're going to reach out to Ledger. We're going to find out. We would like to do a giveaway this week, so make sure that you're following along. We're here every Monday through Thursday. If you're watching on YouTube, then come on over to the TikTok stream or leave us a comment and let us know that you're here, and you can participate. We'll find a way for you to do it too. I appreciate everybody hanging out in the comments. I saw Luis was here a second ago. Thank you for the cowboy hat. I saw Linda is here. I saw Christina is here. I see Evan Dajula is here from Arizona. Always got to represent the Evans. Thank you guys for being here with us. If you have questions about what you need to do to install your, hardware wallet of choice, then let us know. Otherwise, do you want to do a headline or two before we get into that? I think we've sufficiently teased it.
Yep.
But I honestly, I have not myself checked the news yet.
Well, there was a couple things from yesterday and the day before. News is a little dry. News is a little dry. Last couple
Dry
days.
news.
I did see. I'm trying to pull the story back up now. I did see that Japan has decided to allow venture capital firms operating inside of Japan to directly purchase and hold digital assets or cryptocurrency assets.
Cool. Arigato. Very cool.
Couple other things.
Ooh, I just navigated to Crypto Panic, and the headline Sports Illustrated moves NFT ticketing platform to Avalanche caught my eye.
That's interesting.
How? Yeah, I'd like to learn more about that story.
Sports Illustrated tickets.
Plenty of expert predicts.
Apparently, that's a whole thing. Sports Illustrated tickets has its own CDO.
Doesn't it baffle you? Every now and then we see a headline that's like, I don't know. I remember hearing that Nike had NFTs back a couple years ago or whatever, but the way I found out about it was that they already had them, and I was like, wait a second, I have been here. When did this happen to you, and where have you been talking about it? So it's I don't know what they're doing, who they're marketing to. You don't see it in the magazines, and you certainly don't see it on crypto Twitter. So,
Are you talking about Dot Swoosh?
I'm talking about any big, I don't really remember a Web 2 brand, an established legacy company entering the space in a way that made me, except maybe Reddit. Dot Swoosh was a cool announcement, but they had NFTs, I think, before that. You know what I mean? I just mean, I don't know, Starbucks also had a lot of fanfare, but I feel like for the most part, it's like Sports Illustrated, where I'm like, wait, Sports Illustrated already had an NFT ticketing platform that I didn't know about, and now they're
What's
moving
interesting,
it?
though,
That's how I feel it usually comes. I don't know.
what's interesting is that, who was it? Daniel? I think it was Daniel. If you're in here, Daniel, tell me if I'm wrong, but I think he used to work for Nike. and they've been like developing the entrance to Web3
Yeah.
basically since the invention of Bitcoin. That like at that point they knew they were going to do something about it, and it was in the works, which I think just really goes to show.
This
All
is its
right.
whole company. SI Tickets has its own CEO, David Lane, who I'm going to look up. Um,
Oh,
I
there we
think
go.
it's great. I don't know what Sports Illustrated handles tickets for. Um, yeah. Collaboration with Ava Labs, the developers of the Avalanche Network. The partnership will allow the ticketing platform to mint their NFTs using the Avalanche Block it. That's block and ticket together. Blockchain. They will also assist in transforming event tickets into dynamic content to engage with guests. In May, the platform was launched on Polygon to enable organizers to provide exclusive benefits to their guests, such as expedited entry passes, drink coupons, and music downloads before events. Holders of the NFT tickets could also gain benefits like video content after the event and further rewards tied to their ticket. Alex, let me tell you my take on this, and let me see if you agree. So we've noticed a decline lately in Polygon activity, hype, partnerships. That was a big thing last year. The year before, Polygon, 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 especially corporations like Sports Illustrated, like Nike, whoever, partnering with Polygon to do their NFTs. Now, however, what is catching my attention here is that last year they tried Polygon, and it doesn't say specifically who they used as a development partner. It just says launched on Polygon. I would
Hmm.
be willing to bet dollars to donuts, though, that because it says here, listen to this, a collaboration with Ava Labs, the developers of Avalanche Network. I bet that because they're collaborating directly with Ava Labs, that tells me two things. It tells me, one, the scale of Polygon's operation was not impressive enough, because with a big ticket client like Sports Illustrated or anybody, Polygon is probably like us. They're probably out there trying to get clients, trying to get people to pay attention to the cool tech they have, probably willing to show them personally as far as they are able. Tells me, one, Polygon doesn't have the resources to impress Sports Illustrated. It tells me, two, Ava Labs is at once aggressive enough and desperate enough, hungry enough that the developers of Avalanche Network are the guys who are like, no, 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 it's cool. We will take your little video clip and put it on the NFT. We will write your smart contract. They're not working with Faceless Labs on Avalanche Network. They're working with Ava Labs. Desperate and hungry is what that tells me. That it's not a party there yet, but they really want it to be. Um, I know what that feels like because we've been there, you know. There's the interest, there's the inflow, but then there's also like the come on, this is great. We'll do it for you. You've heard about it. Let me help you.
Yeah.
You know. What do you think? Do you think I'm on the nose there, or am I just projecting?
I think you might be reading into it a little bit too much.
You think so?
Yeah, because here's been my. I mean, and granted, this is also just my opinion, right?
Fair, fair.
Um,
That's why.
you could certainly be right. The impression that I've had about Polygon specifically is that everyone announced the partnerships with Polygon when they were ripping and super hot and everyone loved it because no one was really doing anything with it yet. And now that push comes to shove, and it's like, hey, are you actually going to do the thing that you said you were going to do? And they're like, oh, wait, gas is still a thing, and it's spiky, and it's obnoxiously expensive still. Better than Ethereum, but still a thing, and still fluctuates, and it's unpredictable, and blah, 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 blah. Not as fast as we all thought it was, whatever. It's like, oh, shit, well, now that we're actually trying to do something, I don't want to do it here. This sucks. And now they're going to networks that work. Is
I
my
mean, I don't disagree with that.
my jaded take.
I don't disagree with that. I definitely think Avalanche, their layer two, or excuse me, they are comparable to the layer two of Polygon in the sense that their blockchain, Avalanche is layer one, their blockchain infrastructure is already that kind of fast, cheap, scalable model. Don't they do some sort of sharding on Avalanche? I don't remember. It's not this. It's obviously not the same as immutable or multiverse, but it's some kind of shard, isn't it?
Yes, and now that you've said
Pieced
said
it.
it out loud, and I can't remember, I'm
Well,
gonna.
I went to their website just to get a sense, and I'm just trying to sense like what is their capacity. Why would they work directly with a client to do a kind of thing? Obviously it's a great banner for them.
Mhm.
They need it. I haven't personally seen. I've seen a lot of gaming partnerships. I haven't seen anything in NFT ticketing yet. Doesn't mean it's not out there. If you've seen it, let me know in the comments, people. But um, they have offices in New York and in Miami. They've got 20 people on their leadership team people page, everything from chief executives to SVPs to directors. So I would like to. I'm just trying to find out what their capacity is though for work. Um, it's been a while since I've been on the Avalanche page. And the reason I'm so interested and so curious is because I think they've just done a great job harnessing press this
I just,
cycle.
I mean, I think it's similar to Polkadot, in the sense that it's not set up to be necessarily this one singular little network, that just like does a thing really well. It's set up to be a platform that companies can use to tweak and tune to their own specifications. Whether it works well or not, that's the idea behind subnets, just like it's the idea behind Substrate.
Right.
It's like, hey, your company wants to use blockchain. We understand that you may not want to use the exact same one that everyone else is using. So here you go. Here's your own little network that runs off the host network, runs off the motherland, and you know take it from there. So I mean, like regardless of the efficacy of like their specific methodology, I think just like setting yourself up that way probably means you're going to get a little bit more corporate attention.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, I don't disagree. I'm looking at SI tickets also just to see because everyone in the comments is saying I thought Sports Illustrated went under. It looks like this is sort of a separate but related endeavor. SI Tickets is a fan first ticketing marketplace by Sports Illustrated, one of the most iconic and trusted names in sports. I love this fan first marketing. Makes me think of UFE, the
dude,
ultimate fan
not a
experience.
day, not a day goes by I don't think about what a badass idea that was and how disappointed I am that it was being run by probably the stupidest person on two legs.
I think that's a little rich, but you know,
No,
it
no, no,
was a
no,
good idea.
nope. I'm gonna qualify that because Evan, you didn't talk to him as much as I did about the specific things. I was there the day his Discord got hacked,
Oh no.
and I'm the one who realized it was hacked and shut the hack down while I was at the airport. Just happened to like check my phone, and then I called him to inform him that all of his members had been kicked and that everyone had been, removed, and that illicit or let's just say a whole bunch of porn got uploaded to the dude's server, and the name was changed. It was just a very classic hostile takeover, and he described to me the scenario that allowed this to happen. And he was getting trolled by a guy on the internet who was telling him that the thing was stupid and it didn't look good and it was dumb and NFTs are scams and whatever. And he was like, "This is 100% a true story." And he was trying to like make amends with this person or like appease them or whatever. And so they talked for a second, and the dude was basically like, "All right, you know what? That's fine. You win. Your project is cool." And this dude rewarded this troll who 5 seconds ago was calling him trash
Yeah.
by all of this within the grand scheme of things, like a couple hours, inviting the dude into the Discord to check out what they were doing, and then giving him full admin privileges.
Yeah, I do remember that.
This is a category one moron that we are talking about here.
But it's
Um,
also a category one great idea.
it
UFE.
was a great idea. Yeah,
And
it
to be
was
fair,
a
I'm
great
pretty
idea.
sure we came up with most of the
It was our idea.
it
Yes.
was our idea. And I'm pretty sure bringing fans closer than ever to the athletes, actors, celebrities, and public figures they care about. I think that might have been mine. Thank you very much.
Dude,
But I
that
mean,
was
tell me, is that not a great tagline for
no.
NFT
It's a great
platforms
idea.
to give you your part of their story? I mean, my God! And now look at Sports Illustrated just running with it. I'm so proud.
I'm. That's what I'm saying, dude. We should go find someone else who's doesn't have to be UFC. Literally anybody, anyone with fans, and just represent the whole idea because it was badass.
The
Um,
architecture is cool.
I will be
Oh,
right back. I need to go grab a very important little piece of paper to make
okay.
this demonstration actually work.
I got
So
it. I got it. No problem. I'll stall them.
just
Pay no
just
attention
a,
to the man behind the curtain. This is the day, folks. We are walking you through hardware wallet setup. If you're in crypto, you got to have a hardware wallet. You don't absolutely have to, but if you've been here for a while or you want to be here for a little while longer, we recommend it. And you got lots of options to choose from. We'll talk about ours in just a second. I'm excited to see everybody here. Hey, the good crust. Tokenized cloud infrastructure. Is anybody doing it? The good crest says, I want to own my satellite. The famous joke about the cloud is it's just someone else's computer. um, my understanding about AWS is that it's the foundation. For folks on YouTube, the good crest asks, aren't all of our decentralized servers on AWS? That there are a handful of companies that underpin the majority of the internet, AWS being one of them. I think Infura, the company that makes MetaMask possible, is also one of them. And honestly, my knowledge beyond that, pretty shallow. My knowledge there, pretty shallow. And if you want to get specific about servers and telecommunications infrastructure, then I mean, you know, uh, AT&T I think is big. I don't know what their relationship to companies like Pacific Bell is or Cisco. That would be an interesting chart to write out. Um, but yeah, and it's still a good idea. And our friend Dave, um, fan of the show, Mr. David Diber is pretty knowledgeable about that stuff and very bullish on helium, which Alex and I had recently reinvestigated, and our friend Willow, one of the Faceless Many, has said no, 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 not helium. Shared a number of articles about just the updated state of that network, which promises to offer some decentralized network type services, but has done a poor job delivering. Um, I think it's a fantastic idea. I think somebody is going to nail it. I don't think it's mine. You know what I mean? In terms of the stuff that excites me, that is very exciting, but I absolutely don't have the know-how or ability to pull that problem off. What about you, the good crust? You could do it. Um, I am much more excited by, uh, own your part of the story. Get closer than ever to the athletes you care about. That kind of thing. The ticketing play, the storytelling play, the identity play. But the data is so important. The infrastructure we have, the means by which we actually get to access the data that we supposedly own. 100%, man. I am thinking. I'm looking at SI Tickets website still. I am going to have to reach out to them. I would love to get them on the show. Which brings us to another good topic, as long as we're talking about it. We're talking about hardware wallets. We're talking about cold storage. We're talking about infrastructure for the show. Alex and I are actively working on, creating a funnel that will help us attract more sponsors to benefit everyone in the audience, that will help us to just generally get more eyes and attention, that can create a better, more trusted platform. And so part of that is guests. We've reached out to a couple of our friends about joining. I was talking to Austin Marchese, Mac and Cheesy, who works at IYK. Would be a great interview. They're doing all sorts of cool digital physical pairing. But now I'm thinking I might reach out to SI Tickets. We could have a really great conversation with them. I think that would be a lot of fun. If you've got an idea or somebody to chase down for our show, let us know, because nobody's too big, nobody's too small. We'd be glad to talk to them, especially if it's content that you'd want to see, and might be valuable to other folks or to their audiences. Sponsored now by Sports Illustrated Ticketing. Helium moved to Solana in early 2023. I thought helium was. Oh man, Dave, you're getting me down a rabbit hole now, brother. I'm glad you're here, man. I didn't see you in the audience, or I would have just talked to you directly. How's it going, Alex? You got your magic notebook?
Yep, we're good.
Yeah, Dave, it's something I'm going to have to look into a little more. I honestly, my take on it after the last time we looked at it was that there was still a very active community, but that the team had, and it looks like this might impacted a lot of that. Helium migrated from its own blockchain network to Solana in 2023, a collaboration between the Helium Foundation and Solana Labs teams. I wonder if they're involved at all in rollout of, supporting infrastructure for the mobile phones that Solana is doing, because, I mean, proof of coverage plus IoT mobile networks, that seems like a win-win to me if they could make it work. Absolutely. I would enjoy a conversation with the guys over at Reboot, DJ says. They are creating a gaming protocol. Okay. We love that.
I do like that.
And Tori suggests a planned out schedule we can show to potential sponsors. Absolutely. And that's a good time to tell you, while we're all talking about it here, that the schedule we had proposed after talking about this is kind of our end to infrastructure and Web3 101 week. We had a whole week on it, but we didn't quite feel we got to everything we needed. We talked about tokens and keys yesterday. We felt we needed to talk about setting up a hardware wallet. That's critical. But after this, we talked about going into DeFi. We talked about ethics and regulation. We talked about gaming, identity. I want to do a whole week on network states because I think that's a fantastic, fascinating concept that blockchain really enables. And that brings us right about to April, which we had talked about doing a little more focus on Bitcoin, the halvening, and then mining, proof of work mining. So if you've got other thoughts and opinions, we're really hoping to get niche down. This last couple of weeks has been kind of general, kind of overview stuff, because we want to make sure everybody who's new is on the same page. We're kind of restarting the show, as it were. The folks on YouTube, we want them to have some good stuff to catch up to, but we'll definitely dive in. Thanks, DJ. You guys showed me how NFTs and games could work. Always love you guys for that, man. Listen, just doing my duty, sir.
His project was one of the genuinely cool projects that I remember seeing.
Yeah, I remember. I haven't seen you in a minute, Concrete Barber, since you changed the handle to DJ Concrete Barber. It's good to see you. Yeah, we definitely could do that. So, all right, you ready to dive into this thing?
I think so. I'm just trying to make sure I don't mess anything up here.
Make sure your wallet's backed up. Then why don't you let me go first while you finish figuring a thing or two out, and I'm going to flip my phone back and forth a couple of times. This is the time, ladies and gentlemen. I want to give you some just disclosures and disclaimers, but stop me anytime, Alex. Stop me anytime, friends in the chat, and we'll get this thing set up. Still giving out haircuts, Concrete Barber says. I love it. Some folks on Near here. Yeah, we listen. Alex and I, let me say, if you're coming to the show after a while away, you're back on crypto Twitter, back on crypto TikTok, most of the stuff you're going to see, it's hype, it's unhelpful. Alex and I, our whole goal is to provide helpful news, helpful commentary, tell a better story that builds community around, this idea that we can all rise up together, all the regular people, all the technical people, all the investors, everyone in between. But we got to tell a better story. It's not going to be, pick this token, pick this coin, pick this thing, pick this whatever, So that's what we're here to do.
Evan, I thought of you and this morning, as I often do. And it was just funny, this is not to say that we necessarily have the perfect approach or the world's best But I was scrolling through and I saw a crypto themed live from a creator I'm not familiar with. And I did what I do. The last time I did this, though, I did get blocked. So I was, treading cautiously. And I just stopped and listened for a second, and I heard, if you're hearing about, I heard the phrase, if you're hearing about all this crypto stuff and you have no idea what it is or where to get started, here's what you do. And I was like, oh,
Right. Okay, let's see
and
it.
take a guess, Evan. Guess what to do.
Coinbase Learn and Earn.
All right.
That wasn't it.
Here's your hint. It wasn't helpful.
Oh. Just take $1,000 you're willing to lose and just go break stuff. Lose $1,000 on the internet.
I think somehow it was even better. It was just use my Uphold affiliate code because I get yeah, that was it. That was the whole thing.
Yeah.
Take his course. It was almost a good. I was waiting for the buy my course, but he didn't try to sell me a course. Just
I
wanted
love
me to
the comments for it. The guess is buy my shill. Coinbase is what I thought too. Do your own research. That's a classic guess. Take his course. Give us money each month. Yeah.
Yeah, Evan, it turns out we're doing this whole thing wrong. We just need affiliate codes on every exchange and then get people. I went through and did the math. Well, I remember doing this like in the last bull run because I was following Tony from Journey Crypto. This was a while ago. He was pretty big at that point, definitely, but he exploded and then he had his whole mint and he discovered the Bored Apes and was trying to tell everyone to go get some apes and then he bought 112 of them and we all know how that went. Anyway, this is before that. His primary source of income was affiliate codes for exchanges and he was making thousands and thousands of dollars every month because of people. It was just a simple, like use the code, go to the website, trade $100 worth, and whoever sent you there, got 15 of those dollars or something like that.
Now, to be fair, I do think that is a good way that folks can get support. I don't think it should be how you get into crypto because
I think it is cool.
I think it's something we should do more of personally, and I think we should gamify it. That you and I should both get links, and we should post them on the website. And then whoever gets the most signups at the end of the month gets to gloat about it.
Perhaps when we get to the point where it makes sense to tell someone if you think at this point you're ready to buy something.
Exactly.
Plus, right now it's not the time to buy anything unless you are like aware of what you're doing. Just because I don't even know what the markets are doing today, but we're like up.
We're up
so
there.
Like,
I'm actually starting to entertain the notion that this is in fact the bull run people are talking about. I really was looking at 2025, and maybe but that just goes to show you,
But though that when you have that thought in your head, that's probably an indication that it's time for a little.
Yeah, exactly. And so we could work on that infrastructure better. We're working on our infrastructure. We're working on the whole thing, but we're laying the foundation. And we believe that if you want to learn this stuff, that you shouldn't have to pay any money. There are so many good resources. The problem is just, where do I start? What questions to ask? So that's what we're here for. If you're just seeing us for the first time, now or in the future, you can hang out with us. You don't have to trust anything we say. Just go verify it, and don't, for the love of God, don't just ape into the markets with somebody's affiliate code and never look back.
Don't just go buy XRP.
I want to answer a question here that Concrete Barber had. That's a really good question. That's going to perfectly bring us into this setup. So, what is the difference between a hot wallet, a software wallet, a program on your computer or phone, only connected to one trusted site, versus a cold wallet connected to, cold meaning like hardware, connected to multiple sites, if that makes sense? It does make sense. Here's the difference. And Alex, feel free to pepper this in with better context. Your hot wallet, because it is a piece of software that is installed, I will say, in some way on your computer, at like, it's on your hardware. Maybe you have an app on your desktop. Maybe you have a website in the background. If you have connected to it once, um, whether you disconnect from it regularly, if you don't revoke access every single time, and even if you do, while you're using it, the environment you're using it in, a machine connected to the internet with a lot of other information about you, a lot of history about you, a lot of access, presumably, if it's your computer. And if it's not your computer, if you're at the library or something and you're logged into MetaMask, but you're also connected to Facebook and maybe your bank, then that active internet connection is like, it's like a blood vessel, connecting your whole system. If somebody gains access to one part of that system, it is easier for them to compromise information from another part of that system. So if you have a hardware wallet, this device is never going to connect to the internet. It is going to connect only to other devices, which is why the layering approach that we recommend sometimes, the 3-step approach, have one hot wallet that's just, raw dogging everything, connecting no matter what. Use it on any computer, use it anytime. There's nothing in there you care about. Then have another hot wallet that gets sent stuff from that wild and crazy wallet. And then you use that wallet to talk to this wallet, so that this wallet is never trying to talk to. What we're doing is, when things are connected to each other, we're trying to minimize the attack surface, minimize the internet they are exposed to. A hot wallet on your computer, even if it only connects to one trusted site, is still on a computer that you connect to other stuff. Now, to be fair, if it's a dedicated laptop, a dedicated phone that you don't use for anything but crypto, like that's all you do with it, and you use a hot wallet, that's better. But it's still not, it's not even in the same league as this thing. This is going to use Bluetooth to talk to my phone. It's going to sign transactions. It's not going to connect to protocols. It's not going to connect to sites, machines. How else would you say it, Alex? I feel like, that's clear as mud.
Yeah, I think that was pretty good. I guess I would only really add that to nutshell the whole thing. All you need for an internet related exploit is connectivity to it in its most basic form.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. The fact that connection can be opened means that it's vulnerable. Hardware wallets are vulnerable as well, but in a different way, and in a much less menacing way, I guess. So, like Evan said, there are degrees to like how careful you can be with a software wallet, with a wallet connected to the internet. But at the end of the day, there's just kind of like a fundamental difference between the way that information about the wallet is stored and where it's stored. A hardware wallet, like Evan said, is never connected to the internet. You would connect it to a device that would then connect to the internet. And I don't know enough to explain, exactly how this works. But we could probably find someone who could do a better job of explaining this. Daniel might be able to do it. The way that a hardware wallet stores the information, like on the device, it never leaves the device. So even if you, like I have right now, it connected to my laptop, nothing that's on this wallet has left the device. Like the key is still here. My computer, my laptop doesn't get the key. This is exclusively the method that you use to like approve any of the transactions that come through. So all of the important stuff stays on this thing. None of it goes on the computer. So the second things enter your laptop, they start to just become increasingly more vulnerable. The other thing is, even if someone were to steal this, they can't really do anything about it. Ledger, I'm sure, has something similar, but I know Trezor does, where if this thing detects that someone is trying to like pry it open to get to the hardware inside of here, it's just going to wipe itself. It'll become corrupted and you won't be able to use it anymore. Um, interestingly enough, too, like we've said before, this is just basically like a little encrypted device that you use via password. So like if you lose the device, I mean, I could go flush this thing down the toilet right now. I'm not going to lose anything except the money from buying the wallet. You go get a new one. You can import that wallet right into, another fresh device.
Yeah,
So,
and Alex, I can give a little more context, at least to how Ledger does it, and I would be willing to bet that Trezor does it the same way.
okay.
So you said the key part that they keep your private keys offline. They are never exposed to the internet the way that MetaMask would expose them. And the interface they have, which is called Ledger Live, we'll look at it in a second. It's kind of like a hot wallet. It's a software app that is like the interface. It goes on your computer or your smartphone, and Ledger Live, not your Ledger. Ledger Live will connect to the internet. It's going to get your account balance. It's going to get your transaction ready if you want to go buy Bitcoin. It's going to interact with networks and protocols. It does not store your private keys, which, remember, wallets, that's the interface that holds your keys. Your crypto doesn't physically exist. It's just numbers on a ledger. So your wallet is just protecting your private key. And when the transaction is ready, buy Bitcoin or whatever, for your key to sign it, what Ledger Live does is it communicates with your device. It's creating that gap. So like the internet is not connecting to your device. Ledger Live is preparing a transaction and it sends it using some other way, not like internet necessarily. I don't, honestly, as a non-technical person, I don't really know the difference between internet and Bluetooth, but my understanding is that it's a not, permeable, observable, connected transaction. Ledger Live initiates it, sends it to your Ledger device, which you use to physically verify and approve the transaction. Your key is signing the transaction. And then that approval gets sent back to Ledger Live, encrypted. And the protocol is like, yeah, good. It does its little math magic thing on the other end. And it's like, yes, your private key did sign this, or no, it did not. It basically is an equation. It's a math problem that it's checking to see, did the correct private key sign this transaction? Do you have the authority to do this thing? And if you do, then the protocol interacts with the blockchain and they update the ledger and you're good to go.
So
Do you have the difference for me between Bluetooth and the internet? Because I don't freaking
kind of. Again, this is a non-technical, vague understanding, but
yeah. If we
I'm
can
sure
do
there's
this,
a
you
lot
can
more.
too.
Yeah. Essentially, when you connect to the internet, you are. All right, wait, hang on. Let me try to analogize this real quick. All right, so if your device, let's just say a cell phone, is connecting to the internet, I have a funny story about Bonk after this. Remind me, because it's hysterical. It's the most crypto thing I've ever heard. So if talking about the internet versus Bluetooth, if you have a cell phone and you're using an internet connection, imagine taking your phone and the thing you want to connect to, the internet, take a string and tie it from your phone to this giant pile of other strings with everyone else's strings also attached to it. So the second you touch it, technically your string is touching every other string that is also currently connected to the internet. You can get from anywhere to anywhere on that string if you know how to follow the little weaving and winding threads. Okay, so it might be complicated, but they're all connected. Bluetooth is not an internet connection. It's a device-to-device connection. So the difference would be I'm taking a string from my cell phone and connecting it to my car. I'm taking a string from my cell phone and connecting it to my watch, to my laptop, to my friend's phone. Now, where it can get messy is if the device that you're Bluetoothing to is connected to the internet. Now, because of the transitive property of this magical string I'm talking about here, your string is now touching something whose string is touching the bundle of strings. So like you are connected to it, and that's all it takes. So Bluetooth to Bluetooth off of closed device to closed device is one thing. Internet connectivity is everything together. And this matters even less when we talk about cell phones, which was a bad example on my part, just because your phone is probably also connected to the internet at the same time that it is Bluetoothing. So it's just as normal. But
Yeah.
in the sense of just a non-internet connected device, like Evan's talking about the Ledger, which is then Bluetooth to another device, you know, at that point it's more secure because then it's just device to device.
Before you give your bonk note, can I just add one note? That was really good. First of all, keep that analogy, the string analogy. The other cool thing, I bet Trezor does this too. We talk about this sometimes, how the best practice is to generate a new public key, a new receiving address for every transaction. Remember, your private key can generate billions of public keys. You can do this every day, all the time, and never run out of public keys to generate from your private key. Yep. And it's tough to do that. There wasn't good infrastructure for that for a long time. As your resonance says, you can do this with paper and pen. That's basically what it is. And some people do. But this is cool. Every time I get a transaction, my ledger will generate a new public key, a new receiving address before it makes that connection. So that if there is something that goes wrong, it's just creating another kind of layer. With the private key, one, takes care of everything, but all these different public keys, it's it's making it harder for an adversary to find surface to grab, to attack me, to compromise me. Yeah. What's your bonk story?
That's a good distinction. And I'm not sure if Trezor does it the same way. I know that I have the option to. I don't know that it does it automatically. I can opt into creating a new public key every time. But even websites like Kraken, for example, will send out an email every now and then reminding people to like clear their old receiving addresses and make new ones. And they actually did like a forced wipe of what they called legacy addresses a couple months ago, and deleted everybody's receiving addresses and made everyone start fresh with brand new ones. And there's a whole big multi-chain email that went out like, hey, because at the same vein, right? Like that's also a risk to you, the user, if you're not paying attention. Because if you try to send something then to a receiving address that no longer is active or no longer exists or is no longer approved or authorized, then you're just going to kind of throw the crypto out into the void. Mm-hmm. So yeah, but okay, the bonk story, I'll keep it short. Just because someone said bonk, and bonk is one of the funniest things.
Bonk is bonking.
Dude, I don't. Also, just the name bonk is my favorite meme coin name, bar none. So far in crypto.
I think I saw Splooge once and I was tickled.
That's pretty funny. I mean, but like, you know, making ones with like vague sexual connotations or named after food or named after dogs, like that's a tale as old as time, but bonk was just like in a league of its own, you know?
I appreciate the dog pun.
Without giving any names, because this person, I don't know if they would want me to tell the story. There was a person who was working on a project for Solana, for the actual Solana Foundation. If you happen to be in here listening right now and you're cool with outing yourself, let me know.
Yeah, just do it.
Worked on a project for the Solana Foundation, and it was like, things weren't going great. You know, it was the bear market. Everyone was struggling, including the big, venture capital backed chains like Solana, all that sort of stuff. So they were laying off people. And then like a month later, bonk happened and literally saved the blockchain. Like just all of the attention and the traffic and the hype and, whatever surrounding bonk literally brought the chain back to life. And like reinvigorated a number of projects that were struggling to keep going and struggling for funding and whatever. And they like rebuilt the whole thing. And I just thought that was incredible. Told me that story, like, yep, got laid off. And then, everything's back now because of bonk.
So wild.
Just the most crypto thing ever.
Bonk back to, yeah, it really is, honestly, truly. I hope that people enjoy it as much as we do. One of my favorite things about getting to talk with you, Alex, is I feel like just about anybody could probably tell you how to start. And some people might be able to do it better than us. How to set up your hardware wallet. They got cute YouTube camera angles. But who else is going to tell you a story about their friend who worked at Solana and was losing their hair until a literal meme coin saved the network? That's something you can only get here, really, truly. We're going behind the scenes, baby. Okay, all right. Are you ready for me to set up this ledger?
We are.
Okay. I've teased it enough. You're
and I think that I am.
Huh?
I think that I am also now ready on my end. I do not know how it's gonna go because I'm not gonna mess with my main wallet, but there's like an
Yeah.
option to set up a new one on the same device. So we're gonna follow that thread and see what happens.
I
But
have
yeah,
already
take
wiped this one. I've even got it in its, cute little sleeve packaging. This is not a commercial for Ledger or for Trezor. They're not sponsored. We just happen to use these products and like them, but it could be sponsored.
I was
So,
gonna say, as Evan says, this is not sponsored. No one's paying us, but they could, and we would let them.
oh,
So
absolutely. Okay, so you're gonna get it. You're gonna open it up. Make sure when you buy a hardware wallet that you are buying it from one of the sites they recommend on their website. Almost everybody's got recommendations. You can get Ledger, I know, and Trezor from Best Buy.
yep,
If you want to buy it
yep.
like in a store somewhere, is probably the easiest. I think you
Can
can
I
get them certified on Amazon. Sorry, go ahead.
just really quick, because this is a slight deviation from the way that these things have been talked about. If you've
Yeah.
been in and around the space for a little bit, you have no doubt heard someone say very aggressively, never, ever, ever purchase a hardware wallet from anywhere other than the original manufacturer. Generally, that's true. And to avoid any potential complication, you can still do that. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
What I'm about to say comes directly from Ledger because I saw someone affiliated with Ledger talking about something. I asked her about it, and she told me specifically that Ledger, and I'm sure works for Trezor, but I would go off whatever the main Trezor website tells you. I'll look in just a second. Ledger has approved several authorized retailers to also sell Ledger devices. If you want to be totally safe and not worry about it, absolutely just get it from the manufacturer. However, Ledger does have an official storefront on Amazon. They do have an official retail authorization with Best Buy. There's probably another store or two. I'm honestly not sure. We could pull up the list here and look because
Sure.
they'll tell you about it. The same things that Evan's going to go over, I'm sure, because his wallet is not going to look 100% like yours will if you get a new one and bring it out of the box. Because like mine had this little security tape, right, like over the USB port, and if that, it's like a tamper-proof tape. If that was messed up with it all that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Uh,
mine doesn't have it because I use it, but this is going to have one also, usually
yeah.
over the screen and over the charging port.
So there are other authorized retailers. You no longer have to, think that like every other retailer is a scam.
No.
Be cautious for sure and triple, quadruple check. But never, even if you get it from the authorized retailer, never use a wallet that looks to you like it might have been futzed with.
Yeah.
And if Ledger, or I've also asked Ledger or Trezor this, if you get one from them and you think it might be, and you let them know, they will handle it. Like they'll take it seriously. So, all right, Evan, sorry to derail
You're
you.
good. No, that was perfect because it let me a lot of these are self-explanatory. I just wanted you to see everything that comes with the packaging. This getting started guide comes in about 20 million languages. They send you these recovery sheets. There are several in case you wish to start a couple wallets that allow you to write your 24-word seed phrase. Personally, I think it would be great if you were a marginal public figure like me or Alex to leave a bunch of breadcrumbs to a fake seed phrase so that people just think you practice bad security and then maybe have a wallet with like a picture of your butt on it as an NFT or something. That would be really funny. They have this super simple to understand explainer of what the buttons do. You know, you are instructed to download the Ledger app, Ledger Live, which I've got up and I'll show you in a second. But this is how you navigate this thing. You can very quickly and simply press this button here to turn it on. Let's see if mine comes on. I've been charging it all night. To be fair, I honestly haven't used mine in a minute. So, we'll see how it goes. Well, anyway, once I get it on,
Wah,
these buttons
wah.
basically work as menu scroll buttons like left, right, left, right. You press both buttons together to confirm a transaction when you've got it, and then you hold them either to bring up the settings or to turn the thing off. Come on, little guy. This is showtime, bro.
Got performance anxiety.
Yeah, it's your big debut. Press the left button shortly to power on your device, the instructions say, and usually I have to hold it for a second, but, well, while I wake up my ledger, I'm going to show you the interface. And this is what it looks like. Hang on, let me see this too. If I plug her in, maybe she'll come live for me. So, you've got some sunglasses on my desk, and then you've got this super simple button, Get Started, down here. I click it. It prompts me to pick what my ledger is, and I have got the Nano X. All of these ledgers, they've got a super wonderful, helpful side-by-side comparison on their website. It's very easy to understand. They all work great. First time, or do you already have a recovery phrase? Easy to walk through. I'm going to tell them mine is a new device. Access my crypto. Crypto assets are stored on the blockchain. You need a private key to access and manage them. Love it. Own your private key. It's stored within your Nano. You must be the only one to own it, to be in control of your money. How simple they make it. Stay offline. Your Nano works as a cold storage wallet. This means it never exposes your private key even when using the app. Ledger Live allows you to buy, sell, manage, exchange, and earn crypto while remaining protected. You will validate every crypto transaction with your Nano. Let's set up your Nano. We'll start by setting up security. Okay, great. The best way to get you started. First, plan 30 minutes and take your time. And don't worry, I'm not going to do this whole thing with you. Grab a pen to write with. Stay alone. And choose a safe, quiet environment. So we've got 2 out of 3. That'll do.
It is very funny to me that we are going to glaze right past those first couple of recommendations, and we're going to do this live on the internet.
Oh yeah, totally.
Streams.
I don't know what my ledger is doing that it's not getting with the program here. Let me flip you back to me, and I'm going to tell you what these instructions say while I go make sure that it's. I really thought I charged it last night. And I will tell you too that these guys, they do hold a charge for a long time, but you know, if you're not using it a ton, and hopefully you don't need to use it a ton, then apparently they die.
A little bit different too on my side, because like the Trezor does not work. It doesn't. You literally can't even turn it on unless you are.
Here's what I'm going to plug it in. We're going to get some juice because it's working when I plug it in. All right. Thank you for the interruption. Sponsored by Ledger. Once I got it on, here's the little. Gives me this cute little message. It says, "Welcome to Ledger Nano X. Press the right button to continue." Right being this metal one, so I will. Download Ledger Live. So if you miss that step, it prompts you to do it. Yep. Then press right. It gives me a tutorial. It says use the buttons to navigate the menus. Now, you can see the text is really, come here guys. The text is really, can you? The text is really quite tiny. But that's okay. We've got our contacts in. It walks you through the tutorial. I haven't done, why did I wipe this thing, man? Why did I agree to teach you how to do this? I can't believe you grabbed it. Did you see Dave's comment? What if Alex's dog ate his Trezor?
Yeah. First thing I would do.
Probably too small to eat mine, honestly.
Languish in despair. Take the dog to the vet. Be concerned. Get a new Trezor.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so we're going to set this up as a new device and press both buttons. Choose a pin with 4 to 8 digits. Okay. And now it's going to ask me to do this.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, right on the computer. It's kind of a back and forth thing, okay? So it prompts me to say I understand to choose to keep my pin to myself and keep it private. Press the buttons to change the digits and confirm it. Okay, sure.
I will say this is a difference that we're definitely going to notice. I don't know that when we look at me doing this with Trezor, you're going to get the full effect, but I did notice the last time I set up a ledger that it is quite literally designed for someone who's never done it before. It's like it is built to be just over the top, full of explanations, to where if you were doing this because you needed a new one, you might be a little annoyed. But obviously, it's the safest way, because Trezor's just like, here you go. Yep, there's a wallet. Congratulations. Write your seed phrase down. There is no interface, or there's no like the experience is completely different. Ledger's like designed for people to use, and Trezor is just sort of like a tool.
Yeah, I would say Trezor's more of like a nerd core thing. But I also, it's been a long time since I've used a Trezor. I feel like I found it personally a little more intuitive. This is really walking me through holding my hand. I just had to pick every digit for my PIN, which was easy because it was just 0000000. I'm just kidding. And it gives you a lot of guidelines too. In fact, it says never use an easy PIN code, like don't ever share it. Don't use a PIN you didn't choose yourself, yada, yada. So many fail safes here. If you're even worried at all, like that's one of our critiques, I would say, usually is like the alarmist language. I think this does a really good balance between be safe, be cautious, and are you sure? You know. And now it's going to give me my secret recovery phrase, and we're almost done. Check this out. So I'm not going to show you the phrase once we get it, but look again, it's generated here. I understand if someone gets my phrase, my assets become vulnerable. Let's flip it back and see what it looks like. Oh, and even still, they didn't give it to me. Grab your recovery sheet, write down your words. Confirm your phrase and repeat it for all words. I mean, okay. Alex, why don't you get started with Trezor while I write down my recovery phrase, and maybe we can meet in the middle. Does that sound okay? And we can compare notes on what the process is like. And when we're both set up, we can do like maybe we can send each other a transaction or something. I don't know. This has
all just been a long con for Evan to get my Bitcoin. That's all this is.
Yeah. That's exactly right.
All right. Let's see how this works. Now again, we're gonna see what happens. I have absolutely no clue what's gonna happen.
Yeah, if you press left, it scrolls. If you press both buttons, it confirms. If you press just the left button 3 times, it'll blow up.
Yeah, how do you initiate the self-destruct sequence? All right. So forgive me because I know that this is a little bit too small to actively read or whatever. So I'm gonna do my best here to kind of walk us through what we're seeing on my screen. So clear off my. All right. So this is the home dashboard. Let me see if I can make this a little smaller just so it fits. A little bit more. Teeny tiny. Okay. There we go. All right. So this is the home dashboard. Obviously, I only have one asset here. So it's just showing, this is just a little graph to visualize, what you have. We can see that I added this particular Bitcoin to this particular wallet in May of 2021. There's only one asset here. It's just Bitcoin. Trezor actually has a mode where you can set it to Bitcoin only, or you can change the makeup of the wallet to allow for other things. And then you can come through somewhere in your device settings. Oh, right here. This little button says enable more coins, and you can then configure your wallet to accept a whole bunch of stuff. If I click into it, we can see the basics here of coins. So Bitcoin, Litecoin, Ethereum, including all ERC20 tokens, ETH Classic, XRP, Bitcoin Cash, etc. A whole bunch.
Interesting. They give you the option to do Bitcoin only. That says a lot about their one of their audiences.
Yeah. I mean, the vibe that I have between the two of these is that Ledger is more of like a device for the masses, whereas Trezor is a device for specifically self-custody nerds. I I mean, Ledger has been in the news a little bit for some like questionable things in their code. Once in a while, if you just Google Ledger drama, I'm sure you'll find some stuff. The CEO is like constantly having to defend themselves. Trezor has like never had any of those issues. They're just very quiet, doing their thing. It's a very different kind of company. Ledger is like a company with marketing and all this stuff. Trezor's like, yeah, you want to put your Bitcoin on something? Here's a badass wallet. Here you go.
Yeah.
And that's it. Okay. Anyway, let's see what happens when so I just enabled a thing down here called passphrase, which lets me add hidden wallets to my main wallet. So what we're going to do together is see what happens when I click add a hidden wallet. And I haven't done it yet, so I don't know what's going to happen.
Oh, a hidden wallet. That sounds fun.
Okay, so I hit add hidden wallet. What's interesting here is that I don't think I ever set this up.
A hidden wallet?
Yeah, so what you guys can't see, let me see if it reaches here. Every time that I do something on the dashboard here, it feeds through onto the device, the Trezor, which is sitting down here. The cable's very short, so connected to the laptop over here on the side. Every time you do something, it pops up this prompt getting me to enter the PIN number on the device. That's kind of another nice thing, is that the PIN number that I've set on this lives exclusively on the device. My PIN number never leaves the device and goes onto the computer. So you could, as Trezor says in some of their advertisements for these things, you could take this to the public library and plug it into the computer there and get the Trezor dashboard on that public library, and none of your information, your passphrase, your PIN number, all that kind of stuff, none of it would ever leave this device and go onto that computer. So even if that computer was full of keyloggers and full of all sorts of stuff, me entering the PIN here does not translate to that other device.
I just want to say real quick before you go on, I love how big the screen is on that. I'm going to show you this. Look how tiny this is. And I'm going to show you, you can see it. This is part of like how it shows you seed words. I mean, it's tiny. You can't even see my word. You know what I mean? Yeah. Also, don't show people your seed phrase on TikTok Live, and don't use that wallet to store your crypto. Yeah. Okay. Sorry, Alex.
So once I have unlocked with my PIN, I'm now sitting here on my little home screen, which you can customize. So that's kind of nice. And now when I do things on the dashboard up here on my computer, transaction authorization approval will come here to this home screen, and I'll manually accept or decline transaction requests right here on the device. Okay, let's try to see what happens here, because I clicked enable passphrase and it never, oh, okay, I get it. That's just kind of weird. Okay, so what this says, hidden wallet. Passphrase is a custom word, sentence, or string of characters added to your recovery seed. Entering a new one creates a new hidden wallet. So right now I need to create one. So I'm just going to make up something to remember, and then I'll add it to my little notebook card here.
And I have written my 24 words, but I'm currently going through and verifying that I have them correct. And this is something you definitely want to take time to do. On Ledger, I just press through the buttons one at a time and verify the words. Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, so I've come up with a passphrase. I'm going to move over here before I forget it.
And what I would encourage people to do too, like, we're going to put this on YouTube later. This is not exactly a click through it, with all the screens and stuff. There are honestly fantastic tutorials. We can link to one in the Discord, which is discord.gg/themany, totally free. Join us there. But if you're ever doing this yourself and you just want some company and somebody else to go, oh my God, that screen is so tiny, then you can put this on. It's like a hardware wallet ASMR. He is such a nerd. Okay. Yes, I have got my words. Got them. I'm going to continue. Oh, it's going to make me confirm I forgot it does this.
Okay. I don't know why it didn't work the first time, but there we go. So now you can see. So I made up a new passphrase. It's asking me to confirm on my Trezor, and as you can see over here, this device home screen has automatically updated to give me a transaction to approve. So we're going to do that. I'll hit continue. It shows me the passphrase that I just entered on the home screen here to confirm, that it's spelled correctly and that it is indeed what I meant. It is spelled.
Underwear. I'm just kidding.
It is spelled correctly. So I hit continue, and now we're back to the home screen. And let's confirm this wallet. It's confirming that the wallet is empty.
I just want you guys to know that while Alex has this really cute, quick setup, what I'm doing now, and this is great, but it's tedious, I've written down my seed phrase, and it's making me confirm word by word what it is. And what I've got to do is it's showing me what's word number 5. Tap left, tap right, and then hit enter kind of thing. So it really does probably take about 30 minutes.
Yep.
Don't try to do this and rush off,
Meanwhile, over here, I am done. Granted, this is not a full setup. All I did was just add another wallet. So you can see here I have hidden wallet, which I can rename. It has one account on it with currently a 0 balance. I can delete it as well. So just hit eject here and it will clear it. But that's all there is to it. I could probably, let me look up actually and see here. Let me flip this back.
Do you have anything cheap and easy that you could send me? I'm setting up a totally new wallet. I could access an old one, but I think I might have to recover. I think I'm gonna have to recover it from my seed phrase and go through this damn left right 24 word thing again. Oh my god.
So yeah, I can. Once you get yours going, I can do hot wallet from my side and send you something from MetaMask.
Yeah. And then I can do the same. I can do the same too, and we can show people how to approve a transaction. And then I will get you to send me all your Bitcoin.
And then the con begins.
Yeah, you fool. Oh man. The joke's on you when you find out I sold it all for bonk.
Well, you'd probably be better off.
That was the well of a man who was about to say, that makes 2 of us.
Yeah, it turns out this hardware wallet is exclusively just to contain my bonk.
Yeah, turns out the moon was really just the friends we made along the way.
All right, let me pull up.
Listen to this. I forgot this message. If lost, stolen, or forgotten, meaning my seed phrase, all your assets will be, listen for this word, irremediably lost. I don't know that I've ever seen the word irremediably in text before. That is honestly magnificent.
Yep, I didn't know that was even a word.
I knew it when I read it, but before I read it, sounds like a word somebody might make up. Okay, great. My device is finally ready. Okay, I'm done. Oh my God, look at this. Here's what's going on. They have got now game on. Answer 3 simple questions to avoid common misconceptions about your hardware wallet. Let's take the quiz. Let's see if we can ace it, guys. As a Ledger user, my crypto is stored on my Ledger Nano or on the blockchain. What do you think? Are you going to pass the quiz? Where is your crypto stored?
I do know.
Do you know? Anybody in the comments? Is it on your Ledger? Is it on the blockchain? It is on the blockchain. Mary, you're killing it. I love it. If someone else gets access to my secret recovery phrase, no problem. as long as I still know what it is, or my assets become vulnerable and that person could have access to them. That is so right. Don't ever forget that. Your secret recovery phrase is everything. Congrats. Anyone who knows it can steal your crypto assets. If you lose it, this is a good point. If you lose your secret recovery phrase, or if you believe it's been compromised, whether that's because somebody published a document that said, hey, we got compromised, da 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 da, it is always, always, always okay to, one, reset your keys anywhere, transfer stuff out, revoke access. If you're using a hardware wallet like this, you can just create a new private key. You can transfer and create a new private key. You don't necessarily need to throw the wallet away. Final question: when I connect my Ledger to the Ledger Live app, my private key is still offline or briefly connected to the internet? No, baby, it's still offline. Your private key always remains offline in your hardware wallet. Even when connected, the Ledger app cannot access your private key, which is why if somebody gets your seed phrase and gets your private key, it's okay to use that same device to create a new one. You're already a pro. Yeah, I know. Oh, one quick step left. Let's see what this is. Make my day, Ledger. Verify whether your nano is genuine. This should be quick and easy. I'm glad they did it after I got my seed phrase. Okay. Let me see. Allow Ledger Manager. Okay, so this is one of the controversy things. Ledger Manager, I do believe, is an app that temporarily at times will access your Ledger device to make updates. Your Ledger Live app is going to get the news. Hey, there's an update. Your Ledger is going to get the opportunity to approve or deny the update. You can check, you can verify. Ledger is going to post everything about that. They're going to post it 3 times in big bold letters. They're going to tell you, hey, we have an app, update coming, whatever, whatever, whatever. You will always have the opportunity to approve it. They have said, this is not a backdoor. We do not have access to your crypto. We got to have updates to make sure bugs, software fixes, everything gets implemented. Some people will say that it is not truly decentralized. I personally think it is sufficiently decentralized. You're still in control. You have lots of opportunities. If something goes wrong, get a new private key kind of thing. It became a big PR crisis for Ledger because I don't think they communicated about it very well. I am going to approve and allow it to do this. Which is interesting because I think I already had it on here before. Let me retry. Yep, is genuine and ready to use with Ledger Live. Beautiful. Great. I see. They get you to sign up for the recovery every time you update. I see. Yeah, and what you're talking about specifically is that they will back up your information for you, so that if you do lose it, it is stored on their servers. Coinbase does this. A lot of Web3 companies do this. It's a Web2 thing. I personally don't often use it because most of the time, especially with something like my Ledger, I really don't want anyone else to access my private key. I am comfortable with the responsibility of being my own custodian. I do believe most people in the future are going to want password reset. I think they'll appreciate having the opportunity and option, but I don't think they're going to, yeah, and this is the other thing. Ledger Recover, their service is free for 30 days, then $9.99 a month. And it's built with other, companies whose sole job is security. So like I feel better about giving them my information than maybe I would feel about giving a new app whose job is not security my information, right? They've clearly taken responsibility to do this well, but there's still a risk. No, thank you. Alex, I think I'm in a place where I can finally, we can finally do a transaction if you want to.
Okay.
What's that look on your face? Are you reading something?
Yeah, I was just looking at Trezor's website, and so there's three different wallets that you can get. So the Model T is this one, the big one that I have. They just added a new one, the Safe 3. Then they have the Model 1. The Model 1 was, the cheaper, smaller one that had no touchscreen, all that sort of stuff, button operated, whatever. It's significantly cheaper than the Model T. But the Safe 3 has like every feature of the big one, except that it's a little... Oh, okay. No touchscreen. You're really just paying for the touchscreen. I was going to say, looking at this, dude, if you want a Trezor, get a Safe 3. I don't think it's worth it to shell out for a Model T. And if the Safe 3 had been an option when I was originally buying this years ago, I would have gone with that instead. For sure.
Now, check this out, too. I want to show you one more thing about the dashboard here. So when you're on Ledger Live, this is your interface. Shows your verified device. Shows you that there's an update available. You got little notifications. That's where you're going to see that there's, a transaction or something like that pending. The status of Ledger Live. Always, always, always be using the app that you have installed on your computer. Make sure that you're only updating it from within the app or from the official Ledger website. They push all their updates here, though. Check this out. So this is where you would go to install on your Ledger different, like apps for if you want to do Bitcoin on your Ledger. And notice it doesn't just say the name of the token, it gives you like the ticker too. Ethereum, ETH. This means this is like Ethereum, ERC20 Ethereum. I don't believe they have, I don't think they have different networks supported. So if you've got Ethereum on Ether on, a different network, if you've got it on the BNB network or something like that, you might be out of luck. The Nano X supports a lot of coins and tokens, but it doesn't support everything. If you want to find something, you can search for it in their catalog there. You can see which apps are already installed in your device. They've got a couple other things here you can do. You can check the market. You can see your portfolio. You can look for new crypto. You can swap stuff, buy, sell. If you want to buy Bitcoin or whatever, you've got to have the app installed first. That's why mine is gray. But I'd love to just add a thing or two and then queue up a transaction so you can see it, what it looks like to actually approve it on your device. Give me a second, Alex, and let me install something.
Okay.
Let me install Ethereum, and maybe you can send me. I don't know. Do you have
Mhm.
where do you have like an NFT or something that I can just send back and forth to you? I'm gonna have to send myself some crypto.
MetaMask.
Okay. Yeah, but I mean, what network is it on?
Ethereum, if you want.
Whew. And let me tell you what. So every time you install something new, it's probably good that I'm doing this again. It's been a long time since I set this thing up. The great thing about cold storage is it really can be set it and protect it. Don't forget it. I don't do a lot of activity with this stuff unless I'm moving, long-term assets to it. I personally tend to use the hot wallet layering method, just because I don't a lot of the stuff that's here, I don't want to use it on. Oh, look at that, Tyler coming through in the clutch. See, hit receive and type the coin, and it shows what network you can send it on. That's great. Thank you. So here we go. I've got Ethereum. It's going to load me. Load me, baby. Oh, I got to wait for it to finish. It's still a piece of hardware after all. Great. I'm going to add an Ethereum account. Hey, baby, what's up? Oh, my gosh. We have a pregnant feral cat who just had babies. Have you met him?
No, she's just not big anymore.
She's just
so
not big. Wow, she was big. We gotta get her fixed. Okay, open app Ethereum. Application is ready. Great. So once I approve it on my Ledger device, here's what I get on the screen. Oh my God, it's gonna make me update my firmware. Guys. So this is what an official update looks like. It is just as frustrating, but as important as I made it sound. Sorry, Alex.
Oh, you're good.
I know this is really riveting live television, by the way. So for everybody who's still here hanging out with us, thank you so much. Maybe we can answer a couple of questions. Tyler is dropping good knowledge in the comments. Tyler, do you use your hardware device often? Like I say, I really don't. And now that I'm setting up a new wallet, I gotta do all this stuff, and I'm just gonna erase it later. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Install. Here, Alex, maybe I can send you something, and then you can send it back by that time. Let me get over to MetaMask. Probably going to send you one of Neil's NFTs. Is that cool? Do you have a public address you can like ping me on Discord or something?
Yep.
Great.
Here is.
And then I might, when I'm in MetaMask too, I might show real quick what it looks like, the difference between disconnecting your wallet and revoking access, because somebody asked about that, and that is, something that cannot be stressed too much. It used to be you could not do that in the MetaMask app. Now you can. Thank goodness. The Good Crust was super helpful in giving us a little background for that.
There's a public address that is sent to you, ends in F7E.
Is it in our Discord? Yep, got it. Thank you. Okay, I'm going to send you. Just a second. Let's see here. I can give people some choices. Now, I've got my cold wallet, which is my bottom layer. The wallet I'm logging into right now is what I would call my social wallet. In fact, it's named my social wallet in MetaMask. It's got a little bit of like funding in it, right? Okay, but mostly I'm using this to connect to different protocols. I am using this to send NFTs, to store NFTs. If I want to go play crypto the game and need to buy something, that's what this is. This is not my stuff I'm holding for the long term. This is not even I'm sending my hardware wallet a thing wallet. That's a different wallet. And really, I only use it for that purpose. Layering stuff like that limits what assets are exposed to the internet. This wallet, it's got my ETH name in it, my ENS name. It's stuff that I am totally cool with everybody anywhere knowing that I personally own. And you can find my other wallets if you use the Blockchain Explorer. Obviously, I'm around. But I'm minimizing my attack surface by minimizing the amount of sites, protocols, etc. that I'm connecting other wallets to. Oh, well, what do you mean? I got to turn on my NFT detection again.
I know, I have to redo the same thing.
I don't know why it makes me redo that every single time.
Every time.
I feel like it kind of does. Show incoming transactions, show tokens. Man, every time I log in, I will say about MetaMask, they're adding some new cool user-friendly something, which I really appreciate. And they always, give you a million warnings for it, which is, I have mixed feelings about. Auto detect NFTs, display NFT media. Yeah, let's do that. That way I can show you what we've got. Okay. Am I on the Ethereum network?
How could you tell?
How could I tell? Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm.
Great question. So check this out. This is my MetaMask. It shows you my address. shows you the name of this particular wallet. And then this little icon up here, this is going to tell me which network I'm on. And it gives me some pre-installed options. I was on Ethereum mainnet already. But in addition to these, oh, they got Base. Of course they do, as one of their standard options. You can connect to Avalanche. And of course, you can add networks yourself. Some of these are networks that are default, and some of these are networks I've added.
For comparison, here are the ones that this current MetaMask that I'm looking at, I've added. Binance, Avalanche, Polygon. I couldn't even tell you what the hell Linnea mainnet is. Maybe that's an automatic add. And then Ethereum mainnet. And
okay, so here are some of our NFTs. And let's see. I've got just some silly memes. This is a collection a friend of mine did. I think he keeps sending me NFTs. I don't know why. Oh, I can't believe these are dead. But Moon Dicks, that was a fun meme. Got a Rarible NFT. That's a Stilo song. Oh my gosh, this one is dead. Desktop Statues Systems Limited. I don't know, Alex, is there something you particularly want to hold in your wallet for a minute? The Triptych Cabal, this is a pretty cool project. Car by Shlomes. I'm gonna send this to you. So you gotta send it back to me. But you can hang on for a minute.
Is Evan about to get rubbed live on TikTok? Stay tuned.
Actually, I might be. Hang on a second. Alex, you might have to stall for just a minute. I gotta go tend to a minor medical emergency. I'll be right back.
No worries. All right.
But I will send you that NFT.
When Evan returns, we'll go through the transaction process here on a hot wallet. It's super similar on a cold wallet. Basically, the exact same process that you need to do to send something. You'll enter a receiving address, say what you're trying to send, and just hit approve. And then depending on the cold wallet, they'll give you the approval process. So for example, on the Trezor, I think that it shows me an approve or deny option here. I think it also displays, if I remember correctly, the an identifier for the transaction that's going to take place. I'll hit, approve or deny. If I approve, it goes through, and then I get confirmation, that it worked. Ledger, I don't remember specifically. I think that you have to do basically the same thing, just the Ledger equivalent, tap a couple buttons on the hardware wallet, make sure it's going to go through, all that good stuff. MetaMask, totally different. At least here, as we're going to see, it's a little bit quicker just because this is connected to the internet. This is a hot wallet, and I'm sure that Evan's looking at the same thing I'm looking at. But here's what mine looks like. Turn around, please. There we go. So this is just the expanded view, but typically it just looks like this little browser extension pops down. You can see, 0.01 ETH held in this. This is account 1. There's your public key right there. This is the public address. So you could, copy this to your clipboard. This is what I just did to send this to Evan, all that sort of stuff. And then all of your options here: buy, sell, send, swap, bridge, portfolio. Tokens. So here we have some random meme spot where there used to be some tether. This is an airdrop from something that is currently worth a whopping 11 cents. NFTs, and then here's activity, so you can get your full transaction report. So, YouTube channel name, absolutely. I will type it in for you right here, Mary. If you search for this on YouTube, you will come across the channel. Just double check that works for you. Yep. That's the name of the channel. I'm also excited on the subject of YouTube. Towards the end of the month, and then as we get into March, right now, post live, the whole video file for the live just gets uploaded. But starting in March, I'm hoping, fingers crossed, we're going to start doing a little bit of minor editing, chop this thing up, post, just some clips. So if there's like a 5-minute segment where there was a helpful explanation about something, we'll cut that out. It'll become its own video. That'll be searchable. It'll be just way easier to find it. Then you don't have to scrub through an 1.5 to 2 hour long live stream full video to like hopefully find at a timestamp the thing you're looking for. I'm very excited for that. Mihir, who some of you may know, is coming back from a little bit of time off, and he's gonna be covering us. No worries, Tori. But yeah, very, very excited to get that going. It's just, right now it's nice that they're there. We're keeping the footage, so obviously we can go back through all of this stuff and have a bunch of timestamps written down. We'll chop some stuff out, put it all up, and put it together. But it'll be way cleaner, way easier to look at and look for. Actually searchable. A little bit of light editing never hurt nobody. Yeah, because right now, let's see, we got a ton. We got a ton of them. Some of these things are like 3 hours long. Yeah, that's horrible. Nobody's got time for that. I love how you can tell just from the thumbnail that whatever the weather is like wherever Evan is, based on how much like a pirate Evan is dressed. Editing is work. It sure is. Yep. Which is why it's not being done right now, because it's, like Tori said, it's time we just don't have. Keeping up with consistency when you can put in more effort on the other. Yeah, for sure. That's one really nice thing that TikTok hooks you up with is you don't have to do anything to get the full file. You just have to like go in there and opt into downloading it at the end. Super easy. Of course, it's in vertical. But there's a service too that we've used, StreamYard, which we used to use when we were filming the podcast, which we'll be doing again, literally just as an interface to get some videos. But you can say something stupid and get banned. Sure, you can do that on any platform. It's possible to get banned pretty much everywhere. Well, the longer Evan's gone, the more curious and worried I get about whatever he sprinted off to. Not Tor. Yeah, I said pretty much everywhere. Not Tor. Tor's sure. I'm sure that the tolerance for garbage that you can post on 4chan is also, pretty high. They do make a hardware wallet just for NFTs. Yeah, there's a couple others. Like I was saying earlier, the stacks, the Ledger stacks, was one that I was curious about. Was supposed to get one to review for Ledger. Never did. RIP. But that's all right. All right. Well, let's move on a little bit here and continue to stall while we wait for Evan. I hear a little bit of light shuffling, but I'm not too sure. If anyone has any other questions about wallets, I'm just going to do a small little recap in case you missed the beginning. So we covered a couple different things. You watched us struggle through trying to update all of our softwares and firmwares for our hardware wallet connections. I would like to try to figure out how I can use or do a completely fresh setup for the Trezor. I don't know that I'm going to be able to with this device just because I'm not willing to wipe it and start over. As much as I don't want to buy another one just for the sake of content. Perhaps I will, especially one of the new ones. Maybe I'll reach out to Trezor and see if they would send me one of the new ones. That would be worthwhile. We'll try that. There was a Trezor affiliate at one point, but I never really did anything with it because I don't know, just hated making videos like that. Let's see. All right. Well, yeah, I'd have to wipe it. Yeah, I'm not I'm not really super stoked on doing that. I guess I could remove everything and wipe it and start over, but then I would lose my streak going of just Bitcoin chilling in the same wallet, not
Okay.
moving.
So sorry.
That was brutal, man.
I know. I'm really, really, I'm really, really sorry. Garden Cat, who is the mama cat's sister, had a. I mean, they're related. They're siblings, and he might be her baby daddy too. At this point, he had a real bad bite wound on his face, and we might have to take him. But was just doing some first aid, general cat first aid. What did you talk about while I was gone?
Uh, just filled the silence with nonsense.
I'm so sorry, man. Okay. You want me to send you this cool NFT?
Let's do it.
All right. So this is a piece from the collection Car by Shaloms. It represents the wiring harness connector of an exploded Lamborghini Huracan. It is just, I think, an awesome piece of NFT performance art history. I'm going to send it to Alex. I've got his wallet here, ending in F7E.
Yep.
Looks like it's going to cost me. Let me see what it's going to cost me to send this. This is a expensive fee over here. Look at this. I mean, it's not as bad as it could be, but woof. ETH is
What
ETH
does
has
that
got
even
that
out?
gas, man. All right, here we go.
Well, that's good news because that means I actually do have enough ETH in this wallet to send it back.
$35? Oh my god. I'm gonna see if I have any NFTs on the Polygon network. How do you feel about that? Jesus Christ. Why is it so expensive right now? Who is using the Ethereum network right now? And do you mind? Thank you very much.
That is amazingly stupid.
Network is busy. Okay, hang on, Alex. I love you, but I would love to give you this NFT for a minute. I don't know that I love you $35 worth today.
This is.
You know what I'm saying?
Let me be the first to say, Evan, this is not worth it.
I don't think it's worth it. What else can we do? Oh my god. Still cheaper than a meal at Wendy's for the fam. Yeah, if you're a family of 4 or more. That's
100%.
no joke. Okay. Hang on. Let me see what I've got on the Polygon main now. I'm pretty sure I've got like a Snoop Dogg song or something I can send you. Mary says, "Don't bother. We don't need to see it that bad."
No, it's 100% not worth it.
Yeah, I
The
just feel terrible. I'm okay. Reject. I would
Evan,
just
whip
love for
up.
somebody to be able to say,
Just look up the Elrond web wallet and send something out of there.
"Oh, that's a great idea. That's a great idea. Can I send it to your 0x address?"
That's an Ethereum address. You nerd.
Yeah, I don't think it works there, but that's what I'm saying. You want me to send you something on?
No, I'm
Will your
saying
Trezor?
I will
Will your
send you.
Trezor support it?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, well then don't worry. I only wanted to give people the opportunity to see what it looked like to approve a trend. And honestly, now that I'm talking about it, it's not that exciting. You basically,
No.
it's gonna show up in your Ledger Live. They're gonna say we're sending it to your wallet, and on my little screen here, that's got the little screensaver. Isn't that kind of cute? It's just gonna say transaction incoming. You click left or right, and when you're ready to sign it, if you want to sign it, you press both buttons, or you navigate to reject and press both buttons. You're just signing a transaction. It's not that
Tyler,
exciting.
are you when you say domain names, are you talking about like ENS Unstoppable, that kind of domain? Because big fan.
Yeah, and it's obviously if you want to send stuff on ETH, you should do it around 2 or 3 a.m. United States somewhere time is
Yeah.
I find like the best time. But the other day I sent something, I don't know, during our show meeting I sent something to Ian for like $8 I think, which I was like, oh,
Yeah.
it's cheap.
I mean, the last time I used Ethereum, the gas was about $3, but it's been a while. I definitely do not use Ethereum at all when it's when there's bull market things. I mean, it's just there's better options. It's
Yeah,
just
honestly, and that's one of the things that makes me think, like we're picking up again. We really might be in what people could call a bull market, is because I've been looking at on-chain activity, and on-chain activity has been really, not just like buying and selling, but just people doing stuff on-chain. Um, is
Yeah.
is starting to pick up a lot.
No.
Okay.
Yeah.
In the interest of closing this out strong, making it really valuable for everybody, I want to invite people one last time. If you have questions regarding uh, hot wallets, cold wallets, Trezors, ledgers, transactions, I feel like that was, albeit interrupted, pretty thorough. We walked through the setup. You've seen that if we can do it, you can too. Alex, your video is looking so good right now, man. The dimension on your face is just nice. But let us know what that is. And if you're watching on YouTube, feel free to leave us a comment. We will check them there. But I feel like we might be well met. I kind of would like to say, tomorrow maybe, Alex. Somebody was asking about, what did they say? How would that team that supposedly gave up its share of tokens, how would they verify that they transferred them? And you were saying, I don't know, sounds kind of sus. I want to show people that Kali GG platform one more time. It's a platform Cougar DAO uses, and it's a really good interface for you're a group of friends or you're a crypto company and you want to execute a smart contract that does something like that locks up tokens and distributes them to people when it's been a day or they paid you $1,000. How do you start to set that kind of stuff up so you can use smart contracts to make your life better, more trustless, enable things like, I don't know, whatever you want to do with your friends on crypto web. You think that'd be a cool little feature?
Yeah, let's hit it. And then, Tyler, when you say use an ecosystem, what exactly is it that you'd be curious to see? Because I feel like that could mean a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I agree. Might be fun. We Tyler, to give you an update, we plan to we're trying to do thematic weeks here. And so we'll have a gaming week, we'll have a DeFi week, and I feel like we could do a lot of that then. But maybe we just do a drive around the internet and connect our wallet to stuff day.
I mean, there's a ton of different ecosystems. They all kind of have their own little their own purposes. They're starting to carve out more determined niches, like we were talking about earlier with Avalanche leaning more heavily into the gaming side.
Yeah, okay, that's what he's talking about. He's talking about just connecting to dApps, how to see. I think it might be cool to go, we could go on like a lending protocol, something like Aave or Curve. We could launch a game. We could connect to OpenSea and buy an NFT. We could make an NFT. We did that on one of our earlier shows. I showed people how easy it is if they just want to create tokens and non-fungible tokens on chain. Lots of tools, super cheap. Anybody can do it. So that'd be fun. And Tori, I did not know that Kali was the name of a goddess. I'm ignorant, man.
Also a character in the Destiny universe.
Oh, is that right?
Mm-hmm.
Huh.
One of the bosses from the Last Wish raid.
I will have to look her up. Well, Alex, what are your last thoughts? Your good jokes, your words of wisdom for our folks today?
I think I'm well met. It's a big one, a long one today.
It was a long one, and I'm sorry I made it longer, but thank you for your understanding and your patience. Garden Cat appreciates it, and so do I.
No worries.
All right. Well, my friends, find us in the Discord, discord.gg/themany. Tori, I would love to see that blog article. Connect with the awesome community that is the Faceless Many. You got me and Alex. We're like the smallest part. They keep us around because, we like to do this. But everybody in that Discord is awesome. And why aren't you there? We want to see you at discord.gg/themany. It's always going to be free. If you have a question for us, you can contact us there. We're easy to reach here. And we'll be back tomorrow, 7 a.m. Central Standard Time, 1 p.m. UTC for the Rise Up Morning Show. If you watched on YouTube, join us here on TikTok. If you missed the show on TikTok, you can catch up with it on YouTube. But wherever you are, whenever you listen, my friends, it'll be time then to wake up and smell the crypto. And until then, my friends, rise up.